Have you ever sat with a dream so big it lights you up inside, yet when it comes time to act, you freeze, procrastinate, or distract yourself with something easier? If so, you're not alone. Many of us carry big visions but struggle with the hardest part, doing the work. Here's a truth many people don't want to face right away. Ambition without action is just wishful thinking. You can imagine the life you want, the success, the impact, the better version of yourself, but until you actively pursue it, those images stay in your head and never become reality. So let's talk about the real gap between wanting and becoming. There was a man named Eli who was known for one thing: potential. Everyone who met him could feel it. He was smart, curious, creative. He talked about ideas that made people lean in, businesses he wanted to build, skills he wanted to master, a life he wanted to live. And every time someone asked, "So, how's that going?" Eli would smile and say, "I'm about to start. Not tomorrow, not someday. About to." Eli truly believed in his future self. He could see him clearly. Confident, disciplined, accomplished. That version of Eli woke up early, worked hard, stayed focused, finished what he started. The only problem was, that man lived entirely in Eli's imagination. Eli's days followed a familiar rhythm. He'd wake up already tired, even if he'd slept 8 hours. He'd tell himself, "I'll start after I wake up properly." He'd scroll his phone for just a few minutes, which quietly became an hour. Then guilt would creep in. "I should be doing something," he'd think. "But I don't feel ready yet." So he'd wait. He waited for motivation. He waited for clarity. He waited to feel confident. And while he waited, time moved anyway. Weeks passed, then months, then years. One afternoon, Eli ran into an old friend named Marcus. Marcus used to be just like him. Same energy, same dreams, same uncertainty. But now Marcus looked different. Calmer, grounded, like someone who trusted himself. They grabbed coffee and Eli couldn't help but ask, "So, what changed for you?" Marcus shrugged. "I got tired of disappointing myself." That answer stuck with Eli. Not tired of failing, not tired of struggling, tired of knowing what he could do and not doing it. Marcus told him something that sounded almost too simple. "I stopped asking myself how I felt," he said, and started asking what needed to be done. Eli laughed. "That's it?" Marcus smiled. "It's not exciting, but it works." That night, Eli lay in bed staring at the ceiling. For the first time, he didn't imagine a successful future version of himself. He imagined something else. He imagined himself 5 years from now. Same place, same habits, same unfinished ideas. Same conversations explaining why he hadn't started yet. And that image scared him more than failure ever had. The next morning, something small happened. Eli didn't feel motivated. He didn't feel inspired. He didn't feel ready. But instead of negotiating with himself, he stood up anyway. He told himself, "I'll work for 10 minutes. That's it." Not because 10 minutes would change his life, but because not starting already had. Those 10 minutes were awkward, messy, unimpressive. But when the timer ended, something unexpected happened. He felt honest. For the first time in a long while, he had kept a promise to himself, even a small one. The next day, he did it again. Still no motivation. Still no confidence, but he showed up. Some days he worked 10 minutes, some days 30, rarely more. But the rule was simple. No 0 days. Even when life felt heavy, even when doubt was loud, even when progress was invisible. Weeks passed. Nothing dramatic happened. No sudden breakthrough, no overnight success. But something quiet began to shift. Eli started trusting himself, because trust isn't built through big declarations, it's built through repeated proof, and each small action was proof. One evening, Eli realized something that changed everything. He wasn't less tired than before. Life wasn't easier. Problems hadn't disappeared. The only difference was this. He stopped waiting to feel like the person he wanted to be, and started acting like him first. Months later, someone asked Eli a familiar question. "So, how's that thing you were talking about going?" Eli paused, then he smiled. Not the old defensive smile, but a quiet one. "I'm working on it," he said. "Not about to, not someday. Working." And here's the part most people miss. Eli didn't become extraordinary overnight. He didn't become perfect. He didn't suddenly love discipline. What changed was simpler and more powerful. He stopped romanticizing the future and started respecting the present. Because ambition isn't proven by what you dream about at night. It's proven by what you do when no one is watching. When you're tired. When it's boring. When it's uncomfortable. If there's a lesson in Eli's story, it's this. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more time. You don't need to become a different person. You just need to stop asking, "How do I feel right now?" and start asking, "What's the smallest honest action I can take today?" That's how change begins, quietly, imperfectly. One kept promise at a time. Now listen. You might blame laziness, that feeling of not having enough motivation or energy, but what's really happening is this. Your brain is wired to seek comfort and avoid pain. When a task feels big, uncertain, or hard, your brain whispers, "Let's do something easier." So you scroll your phone, watch one more video, or put off the start until tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. But here's powerful news. Laziness isn't a trait. It's a habit, and habits can be changed. Every day you delay action, you waste not just time, but potential. Think about your life a few years from now. Will you be proud you started today? Or will you be frustrated you waited for the perfect moment, only to realize time slipped away? Hard truth. The clock keeps ticking whether you act or stall. So let's break down how ambitious people become action takers. Step 1. Break things down. Huge goals feel intimidating, and that's what keeps you from starting. The trick is to shrink tasks down until they're doable. Instead of saying, "I'll write a whole book," say, "Today I'll write for 2 minutes." Just getting started breaks inertia, and often you'll keep going once momentum begins. This is sometimes called the 2-minute rule. Start with just 2 minutes of effort, that's all. Many times 2 minutes turns into 10 or 30, because once you start, the resistance fades. Step 2. Make habits your allies. Relying on motivation alone is unstable. Motivation fluctuates. When you embed small actions into daily routines, you reduce the need to decide to do them. Your brain just follows the pattern. Start with something tiny and repeat it consistently. Over weeks and months, these tiny repeats turn into progress you can measure. Accomplishment isn't about giant leaps every day. It's about showing up regularly. NGY. Begin before you're ready. Waiting for clarity, confidence, or perfect conditions is a trap. There will never be a perfect moment. The right moment is now. Take action even when it feels messy or uncomfortable. Messy progress is still progress. You don't have to have every answer. You just have to start moving. Step 4. Accept that challenges are part of it. Here's something that separates ambitious people who succeed from those who stall. The ones who succeed don't avoid discomfort. They expect it. They know that discomfort is part of growth. Every time you push past hesitation or resistance, you get stronger. What feels hard in the beginning becomes easier over time, because you built mental resilience. Reward small wins, celebrate progress, even tiny victories. Did you do those 2 minutes today? Did you break your work into chunks? Small celebrations reinforce behavior and make your brain associate action with reward instead of pain. This transforms your identity over time, from someone who talks about goals to someone who takes action toward goals. Ned Step 6. Redefine what lazy really means. Being called lazy doesn't mean you lack ambition. A lot of times, it just means you haven't aligned your actions with your dreams yet. That's not a failure. That's a pattern that can be changed. Final thought. Take the first step now. So right now, before you finish reading this, commit to one micro action toward a meaningful goal. 2 minutes, one small choice that moves you forward. Because ambition without action is like a seed that never gets watered. It stays a seed forever. But with consistent effort, even tiny, you cultivate growth. Your dreams aren't going anywhere, but time is. Decide today to water your seed. Start small, act consistently, push through discomfort, and watch your life change.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the story, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories like this.